JSV, JSV is a wonderful world. JSV, JSV on a colorful day.
Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope you're doing great at your home. By the way, this is teacher Krista and I will be your teacher for today. Today, we are going to have our subject, listening with speaking. Okay, are you ready to learn now? Okay, very good. And our topic for today is listening for address. Okay, what's that again? Listening for address. But before we go to our lesson, let's learn some vocabularies. Are you ready now? Okay, let's get started. Our first vocabulary word is barber. Can you say it again? Barber. Okay, very good. Now, can you spell the word barber? B-A-R-B-E-R. Barber. Very good. And for number 2, librarian. Can you say it one more time? Librarian. Very good. Now, can you spell the word librarian? L-I-B-R-A-R-I-A-N. Librarian. Very good. Next is postal worker. What's that again? Postal worker. Very good. Now, can you spell the word postal worker? P-O-S-T-A-L-W-O-R-K-E-R. Postal worker. Very good. And our last vocabulary word is server. What's that again? Server. Okay, very good. Now, can you spell the word server? S-E-R-V-E-R. Server. Very good. Now, let's say all the 4 vocabulary words. Number 1, barber. Number 2, librarian. Number 3, postal worker. And number 4, server. Very good. Now, let's have a listening activity. Okay, I want you to listen to an audio, and after that, Teacher Crystal will show a picture, and I want you to remember what is number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Okay? Listen, and after that, number. Okay, are you ready now? I want you to remember the 4 vocabulary words that we have learned. Okay? Now, let's listen to the audio.
1. The postal worker has a lot of mail today. 2. The barber cuts the boy's hair. 3. The server gives the woman her tea. 4. The librarian helps people find books.
Now, let's answer. Okay, for number 1. What's number 1? Postal worker. Now, where is the picture of postal worker? Very good. Can you point it on your screen? Alright. Next is number 2. Number 2 is, what is number 2? Can I hear? Can I hear you say number 2? Number 2 is barber. Very good. Now, where is the picture of the barber? Alright, very good. And for number 3 is server. Very good. It's the server. Now, where is the picture of the server? Can you point it on your screen? Okay, very good. And our last number 4. What is number 4? It's the librarian. What's that again? It's the librarian. Very good. Now, can you point on your screen the picture of the librarian? Okay, very good. Great job, kids. Next is, let's have a spelling activity. Can you still remember the 4 vocabulary words that we have learned today? Those are barber, librarian, postal worker, and server. Okay, now I want you to listen and complete the sentences. I want you to listen to the audio and use the 4 vocabulary words that we have learned to complete the sentences. Are you ready now? Now let's listen to the audio.
Listen and complete the sentences. 1.
My sister is a server.
2.
The postal worker is in the van.
3.
The librarian is at her desk.
4.
My dad is a barber in the city.
Okay, let's answer now. Number 1. My sister is a blank. What is the correct answer? The correct answer is, my sister is a server. Very good. Did you get it right? Is your answer correct? Very good. Now let's go to number 2. The blank is in the van. The blank is in the van. What is the answer? The answer is postal worker. Very good. Did you get it right? Alright, very good. And number 3, let's go to number 3. Number 3 is, the blank is at her desk. The blank is at her desk. What is the correct answer? The answer is librarian. Very good. Alright, did you get it right? Is your answer correct? Very good. And for our last number, number 4, my dad is a blank in the city. My dad is a blank in the city. What is the correct answer? The answer is barber. Very good. Did you get all the 4 sentences correct? Great job. Alright, now these are the correct answers. Did you get it right? Very good. Now that we have learned 4 vocabulary words, let's go to our lesson. Okay, our lesson for today is listen for addresses. What's that again? Listen for addresses. Okay. What is an address? What is an address? If Teacher Crystal will ask you, where do you live? What is your answer? I live in Omnoi, in Nongkham, in Samut-Sakon, in Omyai. Where do you live? Okay. An address has a number and street name. An address shows where a building is. Also, an address will let you know where people live and where people work. Okay. If teacher Crystal will ask you, where is your home? Your answer is what? For example, teacher Crystal, I live in Elha, Tulip Square condominium. Okay, just like here, an address has a number and a street name. Okay, let's see some other examples. Now, I want you to listen and number. Teacher Crystal showed some examples, right? Now, I want you to number them. What did you hear first, second, or third? I want you to write 1, 2, and 3, okay? What did you hear first, second, third? There are 3 different addresses. And I want you to listen and number. What address did you hear first? I want you to write number 1 on the box. And what address did you hear the second time and the third time? Okay? Are you ready now? Now let's listen to the audio.
Listen and number. 1. Susan lives in Leeds. Her house is at 34 Main Street. 2. Ming goes to see his grandparents at 22 Kings Road. 3. The toy store is at 18 North Road. Let's go! Listen and number. 1. Susan lives in Leeds. Her house is at 34 Main Street. 2. Ming goes to see his grandparents at 22 Kings Road. 3. The toy store is at 18 North Road. Let's go!
Very good. Now let's have another listening activity. We are going to listen to the conversation, New Friends. What's the title again? New Friends. Very good. Now, I want you to listen and understand what you are listening. I want you to guess what is the conversation New Friends about, okay? Teacher Crystal will show a picture and I want you to guess what the conversation is about. Are you ready now? Now, let's listen to the conversation, New Friends.
Listen to the conversation, New Friends. What is it about? Choose the correct picture. New Friends.
Han lives in a new city. He asks Lee about his new friends.
Lee, where does Zoe work?
Zoe's a librarian.
Where is the library?
The library is at 22 Oak Street.
Okay. And what does Jack do?
Jack is a postal worker. He works at the post office.
And Brian? Where does Brian work?
He works at Maple Restaurant. He's a server.
Where is Maple Restaurant?
It's at 65 Elm Street.
What does Mr. Kim do?
He's a barber.
Where is his shop?
It's not far. I can show you. Let's go.
Alright, now what is the conversation all about? Is it letter A or letter B? Can you show number 1 if your answer is letter A and show 2 fingers if your answer is letter B? The answer is it's letter B. Now, are your answers correct? Very good. Now, I want you to think about the conversation, new friends. Now, I want you to identify if the given sentence or address that is in the conversation. Okay? Identify if the sentences are address that is in the conversation. Okay? I want you to show a thumbs up if it is a yes, if the sentence is an address in the conversation, new friends, and a thumbs down if it is not. Okay, did you get it? Very good. Now, sentence number 1 is Brian works at 65 Elm Street. Number 1, Brian works at 65 Elm Street. The answer is the correct answer is yes. It's an address that you can hear on the conversation, new friends. Okay, and let's go to number 2, our last number. Mr. Kim works at 22 Oak Street. Is it correct or is it wrong? Is it a thumbs up or a thumbs down? The correct answer is it's a thumbs down. It is not an address that you cannot hear on the conversation, new friends. Great job. Now, I want you to listen again to the conversation, new friends. Okay, I want you to read the following questions and choose the correct answer, okay? I want you to listen again. After you listen, read the questions given and I want you to choose the correct answer, okay? Now let's listen to the conversation, new friends, again.
Listen to new friends again. Choose the correct answer. New friends.
Han lives in a new city. He asks Lee about his new friends.
Lee, where does Zoe work?
Zoe's a librarian.
Where is the library?
The library is at 22 Oak Street.
Okay. And what does Jack do?
Jack is a postal worker. He works at the post office.
And Brian? Where does Brian work?
He works at Maple Restaurant. He's a server.
Where is Maple Restaurant?
It's at 65 Elm Street.
What does Mr. Kim do?
He's a barber.
Where is his shop?
It's not far. I can show you. Let's go.
And now let us answer. Okay, for number 1. Who do Han and Lee talk about first? Okay, who do Han and Lee talk about first? Is it letter A, librarian, or letter B, a postal worker? I want you to show again 1 finger if your answer is A, and I want you to show 2 fingers if your answer is letter B. What is your answer? The correct answer is it 1 or is it 2? A or B? The correct answer is A. Very good. Did you get it right? Alright, now let's go to number 2. Who works at Maple Restaurant? Who works at Maple Restaurant? Is it letter A, Jack, or letter B, Brian? Is it letter A or is it letter B? The correct answer is letter B, Brian. Very good. And for our last number, number 3. What does Mr. Kim do? What does Mr. Kim do? The correct answer is it letter A or letter B? The correct answer is letter B. Did you get it right? Very good. Great job, everyone. Now, Teacher Crystal has another activity. This is the last activity before we go to your homework, okay? Now, you have listened to the audio, New Friends, right? Now, I want you to complete the following diagram. Now, in the first corner, what does he or she do? I want you to write the 4 different occupation or work. Librarian, barber, postal worker, and the server, right? Librarian, postal worker, server, and the barber. And on the next column, you will write there, where does he or she works? For example, Teacher Crystal. Where does Teacher Crystal work? At school, right? So I want you to write in the first column, teacher, and on the next is school. Now, did you get it? Alright, let's answer. For number 1, librarian. Where does she work? She works at the library. Very good. And number 2. Number 2, postal worker. Where does he work? How about the postal worker? Where does the postal worker works? The answer is at the post office. Very good. And number 4. Server, right? It's still number 3. Number 3, server. Where does he work? The server works at the restaurant. Very good. And our last number, number 4. The barber. Where does he work? He works at the barber shop. Very good. Did you get all the correct answers? Alright, great job, kids.
Page 105. C. Listen to the wrong address again. Choose yes or no. The wrong address.
Eli is a postal worker. He takes a box to Mrs. Chen at the library. She's the librarian. I have a box for you, Mrs. Chen.
Thank you. Eli?
Yes, Mrs. Chen?
This isn't my box.
Is this 455 Park Street?
No, it's 455 Mark Street. 455 Park Street is the barber shop. This is for Mr. Lee, the barber.
Oh, no.
Don't worry. I can take it to Mr. Lee. He's my brother.
Oh, thank you.
for today, kids. I hope you have learned what an address is. Can you still remember what is an address? An address has a number and a street name. Very good. And an address tells where people are. It also tells where people live and where people work. And this is teacher Krista saying, stay safe at your home. Always wear mask if you will go out. Wash your hands with sanitizers and alcohol. And if ever you will go outside, always practice social distancing. Avoid crowded places. And see you on the next video. Bye-bye!